Hey, what happened?
maybe the Facebook into new policy, because if you realize for the last 3 weeks, كل ما نزل ساعتين كل ما البرودكاست بيقطع. So it looked like maybe there is a new thing. Specifically لما نزل ساعتين طوال بيقطع. I don't know what's going on with that. You know.
Probably, maybe. Probably.
Yeah, everything is good. There is nothing wrong here actually with the connection, with the internet. ما في حاجة بطال. So I feel so bad. لأنه it shouldn't be that way. لأن I was thinking maybe في حاجة غلط إن إحنا عملناه، لكن it looked like ما في حاجة غلط عملناه خالص.
Okay.
So anyway ما في مشكلة. Let's continue on. Okay, تفضل brother.
أنا شايف الشو مسخن شوية، بس معليش أنا هرجع شغل بعد شوية.
No, yeah, أنا عارف قلت راجع شغل عشان كده ذاتي أنا قمت جبتك before you go. لكن I feel bad. لأن a lot of people now they left out. They don't know now what happened. You know, they try to catch up and come back. But anyway, you know, we will get this thing going, no problem. You know, so.
Inshallah.
Yeah, you can go ahead. You know.
Thanks, brother Jongkor, for giving me the opportunity once again. And I would like to apologize first because last week you tried to call me and I was at work, and I did try actually to just grab some minute and then participate in the show, but I didn't. There's no success in that regard. But the show was very, very fantastic last week. دور المرأة في عملية السلام في الجنوب صح؟
Yeah. Exactly.
It was very, very excellent show actually, because I was looking forward, to say something to the women. So if I can recap in 1 minute before brother Mayol came here, because actually I was a little bit impressed and confused about his remarks, So that's why I wanna touch on some aspect that he highlighted. Yeah. So المرأة الجنوبية طبعا يعني دفعت كثير من الثمن لمرارة الحرب التي صنعته الرجل، وعلى هذا الأساس يعني the best thing we can give to women of South Sudan for their patience, and they are the segment of the society that paid ultimate price for this senseless and generated war by man's greediness. وأقول للمرأة لابد نحترف أنك جميلة ورشيقة القامة يا من صنعتها دولة الجنوب، ويا حفيدة الجين، ويا روعة النوير، ويا أميرة الزاندي، ويا أبجدية الشلوك،
يا سلام عليك،
ويا لؤلؤة المرلي، ويا أبنوس المابان. لابد نحترف أنك تحملين راية الحميرة، ولابد نحترف أنك جعلتني أكتب أنا الحب والغزل عندما كنت أكتب أنا الحرب والنضال. Chef, that's the best thing you can give to the women right now.
تستحق brother. I tell you, that's so compelling,
شكرا جزيلا. So we have to put it in that fashion, that to reflect how we are looking for to reconcile and salvage our actually tear apart because of the war consequences. See,
correct.
Now, so please, because you wanna read out the topic again, so I have to go by sequence.
Yes, actually, topic. طبعا عندنا موضوع بتاع United States have asked President Kiir to step down immediately for the sake of peace. ده واحد. النقطة الثانية is the rebellion. Does rebellion of Malong will expedite the peace process or it will make it worse? Okay, that's the second one. And then في 3 أسئلة أنا طلعته. تأثير إعلان حركة مالونج من حيث التوقيت. And then اتهامات بسلب $5 ملايين من أجل assassination of Dr. Riek Machar. Okay. أيضا إمكانية قبول مالونج في alliances. دي كل المواضيع هنا بنتكلم عنها. لما تنسى موضوع بعدين كلمني أنا بتذكرك عشان تقدر تتكلم فيه.
Very good. Oh, thanks again, and thanks for your viewers for listening, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. It's a good show. Concerned citizen of South Sudan, keep it up, and I think you have a place in our society because we need people to speak out, and you can tell from your crowd that all walk of life of South Sudanese and all the different political views are here to express their views, and I can attest to that. When Brother Mayol was speaking, he was in IO, and some Brother Wood, Bordo, I miss him. He's a good man, and he's a friend of mine. Let's go to business now. United States said President Salva Kiir need to step aside for the sake of the peace, right? Is a new development, but not surprise one. And I think that I may agree with Mayol a little bit on that, because United States, and that's, if you can recall one of your show, I was here and I said that confronting United States and the international community has consequences, you know. So if United States said that Kiir should step aside, I one of the people that not surprised at all. And we know who's United States in the process of having South Sudan. You know, they refer to them as a midwife. And as a matter of fact, they put a lot of investments, not because they like people of South Sudan, but it's because of their foreign policy and their interests. And I said that in a previous show, that United States view what is happening in South Sudan as a threat to their national interests, and this is what probably pushed United States to come to this juncture to say that President Kiir should step aside. And for the people that don't know the role of United States in South Sudan, you have to go do a little bit of research. The longest highway in the Republic of South Sudan ran from Uganda to South Sudan border was actually funded by the United States. That's the longest highway, you know. Tarmac and government of South Sudan, seeing the formation, didn't do that. And some other part of South Sudan, but was United States. And besides some other projects, including the sponsorship of the peace revitalization now in Addis Ababa, United States have big buck there. And some other countries, Norway or Turkey in general, and Chinese a little bit of the money to sponsor the process of the peace revitalization because of their interests. So yes, that's the So America to go to take this route to say that President Salva Kiir should excuse himself is just echo what had been said before. And I'm not surprised to see the opposition of South Sudanese next round to adapt to that. This is very obvious and overt situation that a problem will happen. Now, in regard to Malongawan rebellions, is it going to expedite the peace process in South Sudan, or is going to make it worse, right? Yeah. Again, you know, things are happening coincidentally. That's the things that we talked about last couple of weeks ago. That opposition of Kiir Mayardit, it doesn't have to be by default, you know, because there's people that don't like Kiir for many reasons, you know, including people don't like him because he's as simple as Dinka, for example. People don't like him because of inability, for example. People don't like him because he's where he came from, Barak Khazal, for example. People don't like him because he doesn't have what it takes to rescue the country. People don't like him because he messed up the country, that being SPLM, and he's the one who's the leader. So why we always call his name? Because, you know, we القضية قضية الشعب الجنوبي أنت لو ملاحظ دي قضية طيور المهاجرة, you know, the migrate bird. You know, when this bird migrate, for example, United States going to the South America in the winter time, they shape something called something like triangle in the sky, right? In that triangle, the first bird, they call it Kanak. Kanak is the leader. So if you screw up, if you screw up over there, that means the whole migration will screw up, and this is what's happening now. It did very good to you know, to witness the referendum, as a Kanak is the one who's leading, and now is about he's actually lost the vision. That's what the SPLM concluded. See,
yes.
So that's will justify that opposition of leader President Salva Kiir is not by default. If you oppose him, and I'm opposing him as well, and Sister Teresa, for example, or Mujasa, we are all in opposition, so we have to come to the agreements. What led you actually to oppose the governments? And I have my own reason. So it doesn't mean that if Riek Machar wanted to be a president, and Salva Kiir wanted to be president for life, and Riek Machar wanted to be a president by all means, that means all South Sudanese have to join as well. Everybody has us, but we have one thing in common. You know, we have to rescue the country. That's why we are here, and this is actually what happened. Definitely what happened. So Malong probably waited a little bit longer, and Malong actually was pushed to rebels. That's what I can say. If you follow the genesis of his crisis with President Salva Kiir, because he was within the President Kiir camp, not just as a regular dude like me or you, but he was huge influentials in the Kiir camps. And then at the end, when he accomplished whatever he did to fight the war successfully, to dismantle the opposition of Riek in particular at that time. So Kiir decided to ditch him. And to make it worse, they ditched him, and he was humiliated, bullied, and in worst case scenario, actually, to deny him the simplest human understanding in a time of sorrow. When he lost his daughter, there is no any condolences from the J1 to the folks who was a partner in the war to rescue the country from Riek Machar capture, I should say that. And when you do those things to your friends, what do you expect? You know, you will automatically turn him to be an enemy. Now, let's come to this juncture. Is this enough reason to go and wage the war against the country? Of course not. I will not agree with Malong if your personal grievances, that's what led you to rebel. But what I will do as a professional, I have to treat him based on what he said officially in his declaration. You know, and this is what will bring us to your question now. Is the declarations or position of Malong is going to expedite the peace process in Addis Ababa, or is going to make it worse? And in his al-khitab al-siyasi or declaration of Paul Malong of rebellions, تتجزأ إلى ثلاث محاور. المحور الأول renunciation of the violence, and this is what IGAD won, even government of South Sudan. This is a bonus because you don't want everybody to fight. So Malong, he said that it's not fighting. And there is about 6 or 7 months ago, there's a defection within the SPLM. Those people joined General Agany in northern Bahr al-Ghazal.
Yes.
And Agany, General Agany with Dr. Costello designed the cessation of the hostilities. You know, that means those people automatically are not going to engage in any fight or combat because they will be regarded by the IGAD and international community are the one who are drilling, are attempting to drill the peace deal, and they will be in trouble. Yes. So, and this is what Malong is echoing right now. That's what he said in his press release. That's one. Second to that, he pledged to add his signature to the cessation of the hostilities. And the third one, he actually echo what Dr. Riek Machar and other opposition like Thomas Shirillo and others, the governing system for the people of South Sudan now onward, the federal system to be the best for governing. And then he played that this process, the structure of that federalism should be based on the constitutional making process that will come later on. So actually, his opposition and joining the opposition is not a bad thing, and I will absolutely agree with Mayol that it is good because he echo what his leader Riek Machar said. The federal system. Actually,
it's not Mayol say that is good. It's Mabior.
Mabior. Oh, maybe I missed him. Yeah, but I seen that Mayol echo that as well. So it's a bonus to the opposition and الشق الثاني او الجزئيه الثانيه في السؤال نفسه هل سيقبل في alliances, right? It depend to IGAD because IGAD and sponsoring partner, they are the one who are going to determine. But what came in his declaration, I think he's qualified. He's qualified for two reasons: because he renunciation of the violence and he pledged to be a signatory to the cessation of the hostilities. That's meaning he agreed in principle not to fight. And these two things actually, will qualify him to be part of the process. See, and I will totally disagree with the brother Mayol to referring to the SPLM as a devil. you know, and at the end, they actually kind of contradict himself. And I see Sister Teresa highlight that. Thanks, Sister, for highlighting that and flagging that. Mayol was a little bit, I think, upset. There's something wrong over there when he was talking today. Is totally messing up some point. Is contradicting himself and is threatening and want us to join Riek Machar by all costs. This is not going to happen, my friends. So, because this war that's happening in South Sudan, they have one thing in common: the opposition and the government. Everybody is fighting for the position. President Salva Kiir is sticking around, and because of the position, you know, Riek Machar, he said that when he was pushed or rebelled. He said that in BBC interview that he wanted to be a president. So actually, people of South Sudan are paying price because of two guys, two principles. One want to be a president for life, and the other one want to be president by all means. That's why we are fighting. And then the other folks, now Malongs and Dr. Costello and Thomas Shirillo and Peter Gide and who else, like Lama Calls, yeah, he's another dude over there too. These are all about position, you know. So don't tell me that there is some folks that that you may not underline that are fighting for position, but we don't know what is in the water. You know, we don't know. It's all about position and wealth. You know, Dr. Costello, for example, he refused a couple constitutional posts. He was actually assistant to President Salva Kiir, and then he quit. I don't know. And now he is back again, leading one of the group in Northern Barkazal through General Agany, you know. So the situation is very, very complicated, you know. Let's go back to business now. Yes, Paul Malong, rebellions was not surprised to me. He was pushed to do that. And is it going to help expedite the peace process? Hopefully, but it depends if IGAD accommodate him to be part of the opposition. And to my understandings or to my guess, because you know his declarations suggest that because you cannot just come out of the blue and you know renounce the violence and you know you want to be part of this process. And this is something, you know, let us wait and see, because the resumption of the talk will be on the 26th this month, right? 2 weeks from now. And
so
yeah,
Stephen Lual have made it clear. Malong should have come forward to the people of South Sudan and apologize before even wanted to do anything. What's your intake on that?
Who's the Stephen?
It's Stephen Lual.
Stephen Lual, one of the viewers
earlier.
Oh, okay. He
yeah,
said,
actually, he's a journalist.
Okay, he said Malong need to apologize for the people of South Sudan, and then what?
He said Malong should have apologized in order, if you want to participate in any Amal Siyasi, you know, you need to apologize to the people of South Sudan for atrocity, for whatever have done in the past, you know, to start moving forward. And by the way, there is a lot of, you know, opposition. He made that, you know, it would have become part of those opposition as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's actually is right. But who need to apologize for the people of South Sudan? I think the entire political community of South Sudan need to apologize for the people of South Sudan, because what brought us here is actually is a human greatness. You know, is a human greatness. You know, in the state of generating ambition to create a state that accommodate everybody. We're just fighting over the wealth. So from Salva Kiir to Riek Machar to Paul Malong to whoever, that's what actually came as a recommendation from the IGAD, because SPLM failed. You guys need to go and apologize for these nations. So Malong is not an exception, you know, is part of the package, you know. So he needs to apologize. Yes, of course, but why not him alone? President Salva Kiir did that when he came after he signed peace agreement. He said, we made a mistake, people of South Sudan. And by the way, him, Malong, for the atrocities that happen in South Sudan, there is a hybrid court that people in Al-Mu'arada wal Hukuma, they should answer to some question in that court. But I'm not a judge, I'm not a jury, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a law expertise, but common sense, you know, as long as there is a court that will be established, you know, every politician should come and speak and defend themselves. So the same thing, folks in the IO need to understand that as well. I said it before. there is no any justification of killing innocent people. Yes, there is innocent people killed in Juba. Coincidentally, the majority of them happen to be in Nuer. But as a result, there is a revenge that happened in Bor and Malakals and some other part of the country. That doesn't have any justification. Don't expect that any court that will be established can let go under radar all these atrocities. There is a process. So everybody's involved. And actually, the recommendations and the paper of Obasanjo, he underlined that الحكومة والمعارضة تورطوا في عمليات انتهاك لحقوق الإنسان في جنوب السودان. So there is no exception. So Malong, so actually it's good to let Malong to be part of the process here, because they are the one who messed the country. If he is willing now to fix it, let it be. And then المحاسبة ستكون لاحقا يعني.
Okay. Well, Brother Attilio, you made it all. That's why Dr. Phil Good call you Ali Usman Mataha. And thank you so much, for coming in and just make this point. If you want to add anything before you go, the floor is yours, But I don't have any follow-up questions.
Yes. No problem. Thanks, sister, my auntie there, a lot from England, did echo what I just said. Ayo, Juba, Ayo, Pagak, so Ayo Wares, and all this opposition, whoever involved in war situation in South Sudan should come and apologize, It's not Malong alone, and let Malong be part of the process if you want. One point I forgot, the $5 million you just mentioned before. $5 million, right? This is an old song. This is a lyric
for an assassination of Dr. Riek Machar.
Dr. Riek Machar, actually, this is a very serious statement. Actually, it's very, very serious statement. But to me, it doesn't hold any water, because when Thomas Cirillo left Juba, he was accused of taking $10 million, and now is Malong that he went at night time and he demanded $5 million to go for the operation to kill Riek Machar. So this is a very, very serious statement, and I think who said that it happened to be press secretary for President Atany Wegatany. But it is a very serious statement. We will see what will happen with the J1 if they are going to respond in that regard. I think Makwei, the information ministry, came and refuted that statement, because there was a peace signed between the President Salva Kiir and Riek Machar that is undergoing the repolarization now, because within camp of Riek Machar, there's another coup happened there by Taban Deng. So Taban now is the guy who's running the IO to implement peace in Juba. So by saying that Malong came and take $5 million to go and kill Riek Machar, why did President Salva Kiir let him do that? Because he's a signatory to the cessation of hostilities, and that's very serious. It's very complicated. I don't want to even talk about that. But I just underline that this is part of the songs in Juba. When you leave, they will say that you did this and that. It happened
you did this and you did that.
Yeah, it happened with Thomas Cirillo, and now with Paul Malongs. It's all $1 million. It's all $1 million, So finally, I would like to appreciate you giving me an opportunity to speak, and your viewers as well. So there is nothing personal, folks. If I just touch you a little bit, it's all we need to rescue our country, And if I can, أختم وأقول من جديد to the women of South Sudan that the least things I can give you, as activists, is a poem that was actually I composed some few years ago. Try to push the concept of unity among ourselves, because the social fabric of people of South Sudan concern me a lot, and in that regard, I should say that للمرأة النوبية لابد نعترف أنك جميلة ورشيقة القامة، ويا من صنعتها دولة ويا حفيدة الجيم، يا عروة النوير، ويا أميرة الزاندي. لابد أن نعترف أنك جميلة ورشيقة القامة، ويا أبنوس المابان. لابد أن نعترف أنك جميلة ورشيقة القامة، ويا أبيضية الشلب. لابد أن نعترف أنك جميلة ورشيقة القامة. جعلتني أكتب وأنا الحب النضال. أكمل الباقي and thank you. See you guys again.
شكرا يا حبيبي، شكرا والله، ربنا يديك العافية. وده كلام يعني يروق البال والخاطر. you know. شكرا جزيلا.
No problem. Thanks.
يا نساء جنوب السودان تستحقن الكلام اللي انت قلته ده. شكرا يا brother Stilio, and please stick around. We may bring you back again. شكرا.
Thank you.
Yeah. 100%. Okay, let me go ahead and call this brother because it has. It is Tweet Mayadi.
That's right.
I love them. Okay. Welcome on board, brother Tongjang, to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan.
Thank you. Thank you.
And by the way, I drove through Oregon and it was 3 a.m. and I didn't want to call you. I end up in Seattle and now I am live in Seattle. And you are 1 hour, 2 hours away from Seattle, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I should have stopped by, but it was really 3 a.m. So I said, oh, let Tongjang sleep. I don't want to bother him now. Good to see you, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, your topics is very, very clear. And it's very good. It's a correct time now for Southern Sudanese who are in fear at the time to come out. You don't want to do it like Tongjang. Don't wait until the elephant fall down. Elephant sometimes when he get killed, he still stand up and people are still afraid. So if you thank me, I started in 2013. I call a dictator. I call for genocide. And now those are coming to light. Everybody can come in now.
Correct.
Then we go here. This is very, very welcoming. I said it for a very, very long time. One thing, so shocking and embarrassing and disgust, Southern Sudanese are not a coward. They fought British while they're primitive, Atrak, Osmanian, Arab, but Southern Sudanese now, they become coward of opening their mouths and say what's right. They are ready, revered to fight war, but they become coward now for truth. I don't know, Salva Kiir poison with the fear. I don't understand it. I've said all along, and I would like to repeat myself. I said it one day, there will be one time, either Salva Kiir step down voluntarily or will go to ICC. Thank God I indicted Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, and this is what coming out. Because the crime they committed, it's not going to go away. Even now, there are some people in Southern Sudan think some magic Salva Kiir will be in power. And some people think somehow Riek Machar will replace Kiir. It's crazy. If you have a brain, you will think what happened. Let me repeat my thing. I said from day one, when we get peace from Khartoum, problem of all Sudan to Southern Sudan is all about oil. America discovered it, 1979. Khartoum deny America, deny West, and that's why SPLA come in. CPA will dictate in that scenario. It's not about terrorism. Bin Laden may operate in Khartoum and kill anyone into Western world. No, it's about SPLA and Sudan to be split. And Jongkor played beautifully with his team at the time. A really SPLA representative of people, not SPLA Satan. Mayol said it. And that totally disrespect for my brother Mayol, calling SPLA Satan, millions of people dead, including his dead brother, our longtime commander Simon Manyankir. Everybody knew his name. Ngorichoj. He was born Ngorichoj, but people knew him Commander Manyankir. Mayol is evil himself. Let me fire back. You don't call a dead people like George Kwaj, like Nyashiga.
Don't get personal.
You call them evil.
Don't get personal, my brother.
Yeah. the word evil to disequate our dead one strong. You can't. You should say Salva Kiir is a devil, Riek Machar, yes, I will take that. But to calling in there, including our dead one, it's totally very difficult. Salva Kiir is coming very quick. America said to step aside.
Yes.
And step aside doesn't mean it will not go to war crime. Step aside, that's where financial coming in here. Salva Kiir with his Khartoum, Russia, China, all those Cold War was in Southern Sudan is all about oil. To step aside, I would be worried. I'm Salva Kiir. A smart move to doing, I will accept step aside and terminate oil contract. To terminate it already. America already, Western countries, United States, UK, France, Israel, Troika, they know who coming in when Salva Kiir leave. Supporter of Riek Machar, supporter of Kiir.
And with that regard,
like that.
and with that regard, Brother Tongjang, the United States of America, and I repeat this many, many, many times, they were behind South Sudan succeeding in a referendum. They put more pressure to bring about the CPA. They stood with the people of South Sudan after we signed a peace deal. And then when the President Bashir started playing a game, you know, do you remember when he said that, oh, referendum, or whatever, CPA below Ashrabu? You remember that? You guys go, you know, put in water and drink. During the time of Ban Ki-moon, it was General Secretary of UN, and after Mataha came to New York, got courts. And then they pushed more pressure. Either the referendum take place. My brother, America did this because of the people of South Sudan. They didn't do it for the interest of the individuals. They didn't do it for the interest of Kir Mayar or whoever, or Kwalmanyang or anyone else. They did it for the vulnerable life of South Sudanese people. The same American, because Bashir didn't want to allow the committee for referendum to be formed, but they pushed that pressure. Bashir and the guy, his name is Ibrahim something, they want the referendum of South Sudan to become a referendum of Western Sahara in Morocco, if you recall. The Western Sahara, the referendum failed actually. That's the strategy that they have.
Polisario.
But America didn't allow that thing to happen. And America landed in Juba. And they made it clear on the day of the referendum that friend in need, friend indeed is friend in need. And if someone out there thinks South Sudan does not have a friend, we are here. But because our brothers in the government, because of their greed, because they want to fill their pocket and their stomach, that's why they chose to go with Chinese. Because America care more about accountability and transparency. They will ask you, what have you done with the money? They didn't want. They knew it. By leaning on the side of the United States, South Sudan will be a prosperous nation and will have justice and liberty and prosperity. My brother. But you know what? United States has spoken many times. They give process. They have talked to the government. We want you to care about the people because you know much better than we do, because you suffered for 21 years. But our people have ignored this. The leaders have ignored this. They didn't care about the people. And that's why they came strong and hard when Nikki Haley reached Juba. And she said she's not there for the talk. We are here for an act. And later, they made it clear that President Kiir is unfit partner for the peace. So it's all about process. All the roads, all the way have been closed in front of the people of South Sudan. Because President Kiir doesn't need any peace process. President Kiir doesn't want any stability for the people of South Sudan. That's why the United States, they still promise that we have to stand with the people of South Sudan. That's why they make it clear, President Kiir, he has to step aside. A lot of people may not know, but this is what happened. They receive a letter. And I'm talking clear because I do see some official actually, in Juba government, they are watching now, right now. I do see them. And I want them to get this clear message. Because they are unable to, to act because they would be subjected to other stuff. So I'm sorry for jumping in, but I want you to continue. Please speak.
Yeah, CPA, when long time suffering of Southern Sudan to be realized, late Dr. Garang at his time with his team played beautifully. America won oil there. This is a lot of Southern Sudanese, they deny this. I don't know why they're so embarrassing into this. Nimeri know that, Soradab know that, anybody know that. And when Bashir went to China, CPA actually, when it was written in America, it was dictated by the SPLA, John Garang team, and American government, President Bush, all oil company, and all those kind of stuff. They done it here. They put it in an airplane with the Colin Powell, former Army Chief of Staff, Secretary of State of the United States. It was put down and told Bashir, you sign it or you don't sign it. If you don't sign it, your airplane, we will destroy it before you reach Khartoum. Bashir is smart. Bashir is not like here. Bashir do not want to bring bomb to his people, and his people died in Khartoum. He said, if the Mashkila Petrol Tajnub, let them go. CPA, Southern Sudan, become independent the day CPA was signed. But SPL do not just want to walk in a town. They want to get some money, and that's why CPA was put, so you can have some money beyond a physical where you go to Parliament and all those things. That's what takes 6 years. And then from there, Dr. Garang died. America knew Southern Sudan have to get independent. July 9, midnight, all oil company all expire, and next day the government of Kir will keep promise. Kir start violating. You see, this crime, Southern Sudanese, I wonder how intelligent we are using a superpower to go and give us independence. I'm not desecrated for us, for our blood who died during the war, but to CPA to be realized, force Khartoum to fight, to sign. This was America. Khartoum, we didn't ever defeat them militarily. This is something a lot of people or government supporters, they say Tongyang selling country. But this, John Garang played beautifully, and President Kiir screwed it up. Now, this is the time. If you want to step down for his own safety, and this, a lot of things gonna come out, I'm not gonna say them. A lot of things, war crime is a part of it. The only way to avoid this are Riek Machar and America do not want to take Salva Kiir, protect him from a war crime if we give them oil contract, terminate oil contract. America do not want to team up with Denka to make Denka win and Nuer loser. America do not want to go with Nuer to be a winner, Denka loser. No, America do not want that. The best way for General Kiir and Riek Machar terminate oil contract, leave quietly, and let America pick who they want. G10 are clean hand. They might steal the money. They never kill nobody. They are against Khartoum. They hate Khartoum to guts. America want them. You don't want them, go yourself, kill yourself. You will be hunted down one by one in war crime. That's the American policy. I don't want Denga to love it. I don't want Nuer to love it. But that's what's going to happen. War crime, genocide later on. If this war continues next 2 years, they're going to say genocide happened. Every free, every general, all Denga, Young Council of Elders, they will be hunted down one by one. And then they will explain what happened. And that's where Southern Sudan, there are two crimes. There is war crime with the blood to go, make gun go silent is a number one to be solved. And then second, financial crime. Financial crime, they might have G10. But G10, they never kill nobody. They can apologize, they can bring money back, and they can be qualified to be hostile. Western countries, they want government like Israel to be a hostile Khartoum. A lot of people don't like, and this is what had to happen. You don't have no power, but they want a government hostile to Khartoum. I'm done there. let me go to Paul Malone thing.
Yes.
Paul Malone.
Go ahead.
Is very, very dangerous. Our people now, they deny things. When you deny things, you are a coward. Face the reality. You deny things, that's why women and children dead. And you become evil for not saying what is wrong before women and children died. Straightforward. Everybody created by the same God. Paul Malone, Salva Kiir, Riek Machar. God created you, is the same God created them. Mother, give birth to them, that's the same to you. Do not somehow you think your tribe or something. It's nonsense here. Paul Malone is one of those people in a war crime. But guess what? Paul Malone now won't run away from that. War crime, financial crime, the war money in all of will Paul Malone loot them. That's a fact. And I'm saying in it, this Mithong Young, I'm the guy say thing. You like it or you don't like it, I'm saying it. I don't apologize what I said. Paul Malone loot South Sudan. One thing. Also involved in the killing and terror and unknown gunmen in Juba. When he was Army Chief of Staff, you seen him wearing uniform, Army Chief of Staff. At night, those unknown gunmen and terrorism and all those things, he done those too. Who gave him order was his boss, Salva Kiir. Paul Malone is not a good man. In a will involve intimidation, create too many enemies. And now, when he left Juba, when he was bullied, his wife died, humiliated. Paul Malone lost his job. Who fired Paul Malone? Young Council of Elders, Akolkor, they fired Paul Malone. Because Paul Malone do not want to take no order from a Belalier, Wana Malwal, Elder Wajo. Paul Malone is a warlord. And those are think tank of Salva Kiir. And that's why Malone become a threat and have to be pushed out. They knew they put Paul Malone out, and they knew Paul Malone will have something to say, to show, reflect his muscle. That's why he was put in a house arrest to be terrorized first. And then Malone negotiated his way, kiss their ass, and say, go to Kenya. When he come to Kenya, and then he said, look, either you give me something, either I will fight with you. Paul Malone will never join IO because he committed atrocities during IO. Paul Malone now who playing in America, British, Israel, France. They think Young Council of Elders dominate politics of Southern Sudan. If you go, Paul Malone gonna join IO, IO will be happy to get Paul Malone so they can split Denka. America don't want that. They think IO, where there is no democratic, where one, where just want to put Denka out and bring the same thing like Denka. If not there are democratic, why they do not have no Brun, they don't have no Shuluk, they don't have no Morle, none Denka. Why? They don't. Since 1991, Riek Machar, he never, his army always one tribe. There is nothing. Malone right now, Salva Kiir, Makwenlu, at the time you see them speak. There is, don't play with fire here. CIA, G10, America, Mossad, MI6, there are people now. Malone is a kingmaker here. Whether you don't like him as evil, we know him. Those they can use in that area, there is big discontent. When Malone was arrested also, a lot of our children lost their life. They were panicked in Juba to terrorize people. Even those troops, with those who defect that time and go to General Agani Abdal Bagi, they just that time they cannot give Salva Kiir medicine. But now,
well, Tongjang, we are running out of time. But to add a point, actually, we are the Dinka community now. They realize that Kiir is not even there for them, okay? Because Kiir have divided all the community for the sake of staying in the power. He have done it with the Rumbek people. He has done it with the people in the Ruweng area. He has done it in Bor. There is so-called Bor and there's so-called Tweet. And now they call the Tweet-Ees are the rebel. And those who are in Bor with the Makwenlu are the one that pro-government. So Kiir actually has played a strategy of dividing and rule. He has done it well. He has done it organized. But our people actually did not know because they have been blindfolded. And that's why I said it many times. If you want to support him with mental conviction. Kir actually used the strategy that other tribe, the 63 tribe, don't like you as a Dinka. And he feel like he's the one that will hack the Dinkas to protect them. He portrayed them. He used that strategy actually to cling to the gun to stay in the power. But you know what, Tongjang? Now people are start realizing that Kir is not a protector even of the Dinka. The Dinka are crossing every single day from my home of northern Barkazal, going to Dan, going to Babanusa, going to all this area, so they can seek, Lukmat Ace, so they can leave, Their children are dying, okay? They are crossing everywhere. Northern Barkazal has been safe for so long. If Kir actually loved them, why he didn't do any project? I will rise stream. It was there ready. Why he didn't do any project there? Okay? Why he didn't do any project even though in his hometown of Awan Chanyal? Why he didn't do any project in Rumbek area? If he cared about the Dinka, actually, you know what? Like brother said, Gibel, low al-maktub low al-masruk, low talab al-lusud zahara al-masruk. So people now they start realizing that Salva Kiir actually is not for us. It's not protecting. He's not a protector. He doesn't even care. He cared about himself. The man wanted to remain in power 100 years. And he made that clear in 2012 when he visited Kwajuk, and he made it clear. And that's what people need to understand. With all this division, now he started dividing even within his own community in Warab. Okay? Realized last month the appointee, they were from one clans, one family, The thief, the guy that was indicted, the guy went to jail, okay, for forgery within his office, Mayol, okay? He appointed him. How come you bring somebody from jail and just take him to ministry? Do you think he's not going to steal? He had the same reputation. So Salva Kiir is done. Salva Kiir is done. So our cries have been here from the international community, and the United States is right. The United States have an obligation because we are a signatory. The United States is a signatory of Geneva Convention, and they were part of San Francisco Convention, that if the sovereign nation failed to protect its own citizen, the international community have an obligation to intervene and protect innocent life. Our people are dying from single day, from unknown gunmen, are dying from hunger, from disease. They are crossing border, and we are wealthier than Arab nation. We are, but because we have poor leadership, we have a man that want to dictate, a man that want to remain in power for 100 years. That's why we are having all this, brother. So I will give you the last word to finish, and then I can bring in other Sudanese, South Sudanese who are concerned as well. Thank you.
Yeah, my last word here, a lot of people think to be like Paul Malone is irrelevant. And IO, you can see greedy of I4. There is no dictator. They're going to be like here. The Bush rebel in the Bush in any armed struggle rebellions, as I remember, any history of rebel Bush is belong to everybody. Nobody supervisor in the Bush unless you incompetent rebellion. But Malone now rebellion is more effective now.
I'm sorry, Tongjang. So some people, when I make a post last night, people did not believe me that Kir actually received a letter from the United States that he need to step down immediately. Okay, yes. Brother Hussein of the back has already made a comment there, and you guys can see him, very high profile, and he's there, and he knows what's happening there as well. And others, yeah. And I didn't actually get the news from him. I got it from other sources. Okay, so here you have it. Anyone that still have doubt out there, that's what we are saying here. It's not truth. Hey, here you have it. Go ahead, Tongjang.
Yeah, let me finish this point. My last word, I want to really make it on Paul Malone thing. Paul Malone thing, correct, with that military rigidity, even is not really educated, but it's a military commander, tactical mastermind. He can give people wrong medicine of insurgency. And him, he have G10 on his hand. People like Pagana Mom, America trusts him. CIA can give him any weapon. Malone is not going to go to Merrim. It's not going to be like Thomas Chirilo, don't have no weapon to get. It's not going to be like Riek Machar. Malone in that area, in between Merrim, Malone just need to take a small town where there is airstrip, and CIA will bring weapon, and Israel bring a weapon. This is danger, and those countries, they told Malone that you've been humiliated. It's a personal thing that you have to force Kir out. When Kir gone, you don't have no political future, because war crime, you involve. You remember when you and indicted people, Malong was his name was kept secret to not to undermine the peace before Young Machar go in. America make it clear to Malong that your name, you need war crime, financial crime. You are not a millionaire. Malong is a billionaire. He accepted, he accept American thing that it will force Kir out, and that's what he's gonna do. And this is what had to happen. Malong is a big, more danger than Riek Machar. Look in Kenya, it come with a travel document, 90 days to be expired. I have American passport over there. Even now, people make propaganda that Kenya gonna get Malonga one. No, America will tell Kenya, shut up, leave him alone. If America go danger, there might be a coup in Kenya. Malong is not life, it's not danger. People like Talar know every secret of Kir. Kir very soon, if he's not careful, will be exposed. I tell you what, I tell you, just.
And by the way, Talar is watching. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to say
people
that.
Like Talar. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I will call him. I will call him. People like Talar,
okay.
If they're going to open their mouth on Kir, a lot of people, they give me ugly faces. Just wait. Let Talar open his mouth. You're going to see what's going to happen. And this is what I want to say here. Thank you. Bring other people. Sorry, I took a lot of time. But I want to tell you what you know. As a young insurgent grow up there, I know military warlordism in South Sudan. Kir now, his days are numbers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Tongjang. Thank you. It's always articulate. Good point there. So I'm going to call other South Sudanese who are concerned. But before I do that, actually, I do see here the men that I have called before. I have so many people from the government, side. They are here watching with us. But I would like to invite him if he has that ability, to request, so I can bring him, a member of National Legislative Assembly who is representing my home district. So he's watching right now. So I'm going to give him a couple seconds if he really respond, and then if he doesn't want to, that's fine, So let me try here. I'm going to try just to call him, but if he's not interested, I'm going to go for other one. But yeah, he's watching with us. There's the man that representing my home district in National Legislative Assembly. So I hope, he request. But if that's not the case, I'm going to go to the next person. Let me try him. Honorable, can you request? Of course, that's an obvious name in Juba. You have to call, a member of parliament, honorable. So can you request that? And if you request, and then I will announce your name. But if you don't request, then I cannot do it, because you might not feel you don't want to request right now. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and see this. Okay, I'm not going to waste time for so long. It looked like the honorable is not requesting. So, Charles, I'll bring you